It was a crisp night at Hampden Park in Glasgow, the kind of night when football means everything. Scotland faced Belarus in a crucial World Cup qualifying match, and the atmosphere was electric from the very first whistle. For the home side, this was more than just another game. It was a chance to take a commanding step toward qualification. And at the heart of Scotland's attack stood Che Adams, the man many were looking to for a moment of magic. Scotland entered the game unbeaten in the group, with confidence flowing through the squad. Their performances so far had shown grit, determination, and tactical discipline. Belarus, on the other hand, arrived with no points to their name, struggling to find rhythm or identity in the campaign. It felt like a mismatch on paper, but football rarely follows a script. From the opening minutes, Scotland showed intent. Their formation of 4-2-3-1 gave them structure, but it was a fluidity of movement that stood out. McTominay operated just behind Adams, constantly feeding passes into dangerous areas. The wide players hugged the touchlines, stretching Belarus and creating pockets of space for the striker to exploit. Che Adams, as always, led the line with a mix of power and intelligence. His positioning was perfect, constantly staying on the shoulder of the last defender, ready to pounce. Around the 15-minute mark, his persistence paid off. McTominay slid a clever ball through the defense, and Adams timed his run to perfection. With one touch to control and another to shoot, he buried the ball into the bottom corner. For a moment, the celebrations were paused as the assistant referee's flag went up. Offside, it seemed, but then came the VAR check. The stadium fell silent. Thousands of fans froze in anticipation. And then the decision, goal stands. Che Adams had done it. 1-0 to Scotland, and Hampden erupted. It wasn't just the goal itself that mattered. It was what it represented. Adams had been under pressure to deliver, to convert the chances his movement so often created. This time, he did it with clinical precision. The finish was calm, composed, and exactly what Scotland needed. With the lead secured, Scotland grew in confidence. They dominated possession, dictating tempo, and pinning Belarus deep into their own half. Adams continued to cause problems, drifting wide, dropping deep, linking play. Every attack seemed to pass through him in some way. Belarus tried to tighten their defense, but Adams' movement made that impossible. His ability to create space for others, even without touching the ball, was instrumental in keeping Scotland in control. As halftime approached, Scotland's grip on the game strengthened. Belarus barely threatened, and the Scottish backline looked organized and composed. Adams remained a constant menace, pressing defenders, forcing mistakes, and showing the kind of leadership that doesn't always make the highlight reels, but wins games nonetheless. When the teams returned for the second half, Belarus tried to respond. They pushed higher, committed more men forward, and began testing Scotland's shape. But Scotland stood firm. Their transitions were quick and deliberate, with Adams often the outlet up front. His hold-up play allowed Scotland to relieve pressure and turn defense into attack in seconds. Midway through the half, another opportunity came. A cross from the right side found Adams again. He rose above his marker, meeting it cleanly, but the header skimmed just over the bar. The crowd roared in appreciation. He was everywhere, leading from the front. As the minutes ticked away, Belarus grew desperate. They launched long balls and hopeful crosses, but Scotland's defense held steady. In the final stages, Adams dropped deeper to help his team see out the match, winning fouls, keeping possession, and running the clock down smartly. When the final whistle blew, the roar from the stands said it all. Scotland had secured another vital win, and Che Adams was the hero of the night. His first half strike, his tireless running, and his intelligent movement had made the difference. For Adams, this performance was more than just about scoring. It was about showing his all-around game. The awareness, the positioning, the link-up play, all hallmarks of a mature striker at the peak of his powers. For Scotland, it was another step closer to the dream of qualification. As fans left the stadium, there was a sense that something special was building. The team looked united, confident, and composed. And leading the line with quiet determination and a striker's instinct was Che Adams, the man who once again proved why he's become so vital to Scotland's success. The scoreboard read Scotland 1, Belarus 0. But the story went far beyond that. It was a night defined by control, precision, and belief. And at the center of it all stood Che Adams, the difference maker, the finisher, and the name every fan was singing as the lights went out over Hampden Park.